So again, hi. Today, we will be discussing the Module 4, Lesson 4.1 about the selected folk dances, music, costume, and formation here in the Philippines. So for our table of contents, we have the introduction, of course, the motivational questions, or if you have some activities too. And we have here the content. First is for the folk dances, for my chosen and selected folk dances. First, we have TINIKLING, ITIK-ITIK, MAGLALATIK, CARINOSA, KAPPA MALONG, KURATSA, PANTOMINA, PANDANGGO sa ILAW, POLKABAL, and lastly, the HABANERA, BOTOLENA. So, for our introduction, so dance is a source of entertainment and, of course, a healthier lifestyle, since in dancing, we can gain ample of benefits, a lot of benefits. May it be in our physical, emotional, mental, and social. Then, the Philippine folk dances into a bigger and deeper meaning. So, today we will be discussing and talking about the Philippine folk dances into its bigger and deeper meaning, which is a traditional dance that connects us from the past decades and even centuries, and to the places or to the place culture as well. So because a cultural dance in the Philippines, though it evolves from different regions, they have different versions. These dances, we embraces these dances because it has been passed to us. It came from generations to generation. Until at present, we still embrace folk dances, so that we will, what do we call this? We will still reminisce or remember our ancestors of what are their it is also called an ancestral dance. So for the motivational question, so as a culture and arts education, what actions will you take to introduce the Philippine folk dances to the younger generations? Or even not just for the younger generations, but for us in our adulthood or the teenagers. It's because they are more on like foreign dances. They more embrace foreign dances than what we have here in the Philippines. Then explain and provide some examples too. So for the report content, it is the 10 chosen folk dances and their history. So first, we will be talking about Tinikling, a dance originating here in Leyte that is both occupational and mimicry dance. It is occupational because it involves the farmers, which farming, which is their occupation is farming. A mimicry dance because it imitates the movement of a bird. And then one of the most famous dances in the Philippines, yes. And then the movement of this Filipino folk dance, as I said earlier, it imitates the movement of the tickling bird as it walks around through tall grasses and between tree branches and rice fields. So this tickling bird is the worst enemy in the rice field since sila ang mukhaon sa mga grain rice or like mga ripe na siya nga rice. Siya ang mo like mukhaon. And then this is the example of tinikling, wherein tinikling they uses bamboo poles so that they can perform this traditional dance, as you can see in the picture. And then, according to some historical accounts, tinikling dance was originated during the Spanish occupation or colonization in the Philippines, particularly here in our island, in the island of Leyte, wherein the rice farmers in the Visayan Islands usually set up bamboos to trap bamboo traps to protect their fields, yet tickling birds still have their way to dodge their traps. So, as I said earlier, tickling birds are the worst enemy of the farmers and their rice fields. So the local imitated the birds' movement, and that's how the dramatic traditional folk dance named Tinikling was born. However, according to another legend, the dance originated during the Spanish colonial era, where locals were ordered by the king of the Spain to work on the large plantations. Those who did not follow his orders to work or did not follow his order and work so slowly in that large plantation were given a punishment, and that punishment is to stand in between the two bamboo poles. And to escape this punishment, the Filipinos would jump when the two poles were about to be clapped to each other. Then later on, as time goes by, this practice of jumping between poles transformed from a challenge into an artistic dance, which is the tinikling. Also, this tinikling folk dance represents the most Filipinos' two main characters, being resilient and being fun-loving. So today, at this moment, we will also talk about the tinikling materials needed and the costumes of the dancers. So, for the first one, we have the two pairs of bamboo poles for about 6 to 12 feet long. And then the female dancer wears a dress called the balintawak or the patadyong skirt. As I have mentioned on my last report, about the balintawak. About that report was about the Philippine national costumes or the costumes we have here in the Philippines. I have mentioned there the balintawak and the patadyong skirt. And also for the males, we have they wears an embroidered formal shirt called barong Tagalog, where barong is usually paired with red trousers. And of course, all the dancers perform tinikling barefoot, so they won't use any shoes or any slippers or other costumes for our feet. So for some other version of tinikling, they uses two bamboo poles. Well, for another version, they also uses four bamboo poles. And for some US schools also incorporate this dance. So tinikling is famous not just in the Philippines but also in US or in the United States, wherein they incorporate this dance into their curriculum. But they uses pep music to keep the dance up to date. So, murag naala lang siya changes gamay sa music. Wherein American version uses 4/4 time signature, and then the original Philippine version, which is here, ang atoang version, is 3/4 time signature. For its tempo and figures, for the tempo is from moderate to very fast pace. And then for its figures, first figure, we have the hop in lip step. So, in figure 1, letter A, hop on L outside of P-cells or bamboo, hands down at sides, count 1. So, step right between pestles or bamboo and raise left foot in rear, counts 2 and 3. No. Counts 2, 3. Then, bend trunk slightly forward. Raise left hand overhead. Right hand down at knee level. Palm up on. Counts 2, 3. And for 1 measure. For the next, straighten trunk. Lip on left outside pestles obliquely, backward left. Bring hands near each other at chest level, count 1. Then step on right foot between pestles or a bamboo, same position of trunk and arms as what we have in letter A. Counts 2 and 3 for 1 measure 2. And then for letter C, we have to repeat the execution of letter B 5 more times for 5 measures. And then for letter D, we have to repeat count 1 of letter B, which is to strengthen trunk, lip on left outside pistils, obliquely backward left, then bring hands near each other at the chest level, count 1, and then turn right about and step right between pestles at the same times, count 2. Hop on right foot between pestles and at the same time turn right about to complete turn, count 3. To finish facing partner, girls holding their patadyong skirt, then boys will place their hands on their waist or both hands at the sides for 1 measure. And then for letter A, we have to repeat from A to D, A, B, C, D for 8 measures. For the figure 2, we have the heel and 2. Then, lip on left outside pestles, count 1. I'm sorry. Wait. Count 1. Yes. So, for the I have some clarification. Lip is springing from one foot, then landing on the other foot in any direction, while a hop is spring from one foot, landing on the same foot in place or in any direction. So let's proceed now. So yes, let's proceed to figure 2, letter A. So first, before we will execute the letter A, which is the figure 2 letter A, the partners will face each other throughout this figure, and the girls will always hold their patadyong skirt and boys on waist. So letter A, we have to lip on left outside pesos, count 1. Then place or touch right heel between pesos, count 2. Touch toes on the same place, count 3 for 1 measure. Then next, we have to repeat letter A, starting with right foot, leaping outside other pesos for count 1. For 1 measures, I mean. Then letter C, we have to repeat letter A and letter B. By this time, partners are close to each other at center for 2 measures. And then for letter D, we have to take a big leap forward with left foot outside pesos to exchange places, passing by right shoulders. Count 1, then repeat 4 counts 2, 3 of A above. So for counts 1 and 2, for count 2 and 3, we have to repeat the letter A for 1 measures also. And then for letter E, repeat figure B for 1 measure. Then for letter F, we have to repeat A and B moving forward to partner's place for 2 measures. And then for letter G, we have to repeat A figure 2 letter A, B, and C moving little by little backward to center and back-to-back position for 4 meters. And then lastly is to repeat letter D and letter letter D to F, which is letter D, E, and F, moving backward to proper places for 4 measures. And then for the figure 3, we have the TINIKLING steps, wherein the TINIKLING steps is the most prevalent movement and the dance compared to the basic figure and jumping rope. So first, in letter A, for its notation, I think that's the word. For letter A, we have to leap the left foot outside pesos for count 1, then leap on right between pesos, count 2, leap on left between pesos, count 3, arm in reverse T position, and kumintang. Left hand of girl holding patajong and that of B or boy is placed on waist for 1 measure. Then for letter B, we have to repeat letter A six more times, and right and left alternately, then reverse position of arms in every measure for 6 measure. And then for letter C, we have to leap on right foot outside pesos, count 1, then leap on left foot between pesos, count 2, then hop on left to turn left about. Girls will always hold their patajong skirt while boys places hands on waist. Finished in back-to-back position for 1 measure. And for letter D, I think this is the last one in here. Repeat all from A, B to C, starting right foot, reverse turn in letter C, finish facing each other for 8 measures. Then we have here for knee dip notation. For letter A, we have to stand on left outside pesos, count 1, then dip so that right knee touches floor between pesos, count 2, 3. Then girls, as usual, will hold their patajong skirt. Then the boy places hands over on waist. I mean, one measures, that would be one measure. And then letter B is to strengthen left knee, count 1. Deep right knee, counts 2, 3, 4, 1 measure. And then for letter C, we have to repeat the letter B 2 more times. And for letter D, we have to lip on right to opposite side, count 1. Dip so that left knee touches floor between pesos, count 2 and 3 for 1 measure. And then letter A, to strengthen right knee, count 1. Dip left knee to touch floor between pesos, count 2, 3. Then hands as in letter A, like girls will hold the patajo and boys places their hands on their waist for 1 measure. And then we have to, for letter A, we have to repeat the letter C 2 more times for 2 measure. And then for letter F, repeat all A to F, dipping R or right and left knee alternately at every measure. So boys lips to be at left side of the partner at last count. And that would be a 8 measure. For the koradang step, in this step or in this figure, the partner should stand side by side. And then koradang steps depicts the tickling resting after a hard struggle with chasing the farmers. So for this figure, for letter A, we have to execute the koradang step, starting with right foot, right arm of girl overhead, so naa sa head, ibabaw sa head, then left hand of the boys on waist, and that would be for 2 measures. For letter B, we have to repeat letter A, starting with the left. Okay, right man ang sa letter A. For the letter B, we have to start from the left. And then left arm of the boy overhead, then go right hand of the girl holding patajong skirt. That would be for 2 measure. For letter C, we have to repeat letter A and letter B 3 more times for 12 measures. And then, yes, koradang is described by Aquino. Letter A is to change step obliquely, forward, 4 left, counts 1 and 2. And then for letter B is step right or step left or right across the right or left and front, count 3. And then for letter C, change step obliquely, backward, right or left, counts 1 and 2. And then point left or right and front for count 3. Next, we have the TINIKLING steps sideways. In this figure or steps, we have the partners should have to stand side by side, inside hands joined, free hand of girl holding patajong, while boy's hands is placed always on their waist. Then for letter A, we have to hop on left outside pesos for count 1, and left right forward between pesos and right foot in perpendicular position, count 2. Then lip on left between pesos with same position of the foot for count 3. for one measure. And then for letter B, we have to leap forward on right outside other vessels, count 1, and then leap left backward between pistils in perpendicular position, count 2. Then leap right between pistils with the same position of the foot, count 3 for one measure. Then for letter C, we just have to repeat letter A and letter B for 2 measures. And that would be 4 measures. And then for letter D, we have to repeat letter A for 1 measure. And then for letter E, we have to drop hands, leap on right outside other pistils, count 1, then hop on same foot at the same time, turning right about count 2, then step left close to right, count 3, hands down at sides for 1 measure. And then lastly is to repeat all from letter A to D, A, B, C, D, for that would be for 7 measures. And for letter G, we have to drop hands, leap to proper places, passing by left shoulders, count 1, then turn to face each other, counts 2 and 3, then hands down at sides for 1 measure. And then for, I think this is the last figure, figure 7. Yes. Lip, Lip, Cat by Aquino. According to Aquino. So, first letter A, before letter A, they, as usual, partner will be facing each other, and then the girls will hold their patayong skirt, while the boys' hands on their waist. So, letter A, we have to hop on left outside poles, count 1, then leap on right between poles, count 2, then cat right backward with left foot, count 3 for 1 measure, and then 2, leap right outside poles, count 1, leap on left between poles, count 2, then cat left backward with the right, count 3 for 1 measure. And then for letter C, or number 3, is to repeat A and B alternately, leaping on left inside of hopping on count 1, and A. Boy leaps to girl's place to be at the side, while girl stays at the right side, outside the poles at the last measure for 1 measure. And then that would be all. So next we have the ITIK-ITIK folk dance. So ITIK-ITIK is a Philippine folk dance form created by imitating the movements of a duck, such as wading, flying, short steps, and splashing water on their backs like the ducks do. This is also considered as a mimetic folk dance. It's because it is said to have originated from the province of Surigao in the Philippines. Though there are some versions, there are some versions in Visayas in our country here in the Philippines, such as in Visayas, wherein in places of Samar, Cebu, and Tibiao. I'm not sure where is this Tibiao, but for all in all, Surigao remains the most popular version of ITIK-ITIK. Then for its history, or like the origin, this is a popular Filipino legend states that This dance was first created by a young Filipina maiden dancer of Surigao del Norte named Kanang, who was considered to be the best dancer in Surigao province, maybe in their time. And then apparently, due to her dancing prowess, she was asked to perform the sibay or another dance during their baptism ceremony. And then while performing that sibay, she got inspired by the music and then decided to, however, improvise the dance steps borrowing the movements of idak. So that is itik-itik. This is the pictures I have for itik-itik. And then for its costume, for men, they will be wearing barong Tagalog or camisa de chino. It's either barong Tagalog or camisa de chino. Wherein barong Tagalog is an embroidered, of course, we know barong Tagalog and camisa de chino since we have discussed this from the previous lessons. I think that was lesson, no, that was on module 3, 3.1. And then, for the lower garment, for men, they wears white or red trousers. And then a neckerchief, a bright colored neckerchief that is worn around their neck din siya. And then for women, we have a barutsaya wherein it is a traditional Philippine dress for women, of course. Then the patajong, a wrap around loose skirt. And then the balintawak, it is a native dress consisting of a dress and skirt with a kerchief and apron to match. And then bandana, worn around their heads for the girls. And then for its music, it is performed to the tune of dijado or dijado. And then its musical instrument mainly used are rondelia or rondalia, bandurias, mandolins, guitars, basses or bass, then drums, then lastly is banjo or banjos. For its steps, so for number 1 or for step 1, it is called step, then ball close, ball close. Its counting is 1, 2, and 3. So for step ball close, step left or right forward, count 1, then raise heel of left or right foot and slide right or left close to left or R, and fifth or third position in rear for count 2, then small step forward on ball of left or right foot, count and slide right or left close to left or R, and third position in rear for count 1. Then this step is done with one foot leading going forward. And then for number 2, we have heel, close ball, close. The counting would be count 2 and 3. Then to execute, we have to step left or right heel forward, that is count 1, then slide right or left close, left or R, and fifth and or third position in rear, count 2. Then small step forward with ball of left or right foot, count and slide right or left close to left or right, and fifth or third position in rear, count 3. Then this is done with one foot leading going forward. And then for number 3, since we have here a note that ITIK-ITIK step number 3 is not used in this dance. And then for number 4, we have the step slide close, counts 1, 2, 3. And then for execution, we have to execute small step right or left forward for count 1, then twist trunk slightly to right or left side, then bring left or right foot in front and slide backward with a ball of the same foot, and simultaneously with a spring slide right or left forward to close with left or right and first position for count 2, and then repeat count 2 for count 3. Then left or right foot bears no weight on counts 2, 3. This step is done with alternate foot going to any direction. Then for step number 5, we have the cross step, slide close. The counting would be 1, 2, 3. Same as number 4, except the step on count 1 is done across on the other foot rather in front. For number 6 or step number 6 is to cross step, slide close, cross step, slide close, then cross step for counts 1 and 2 and 3. Then to execute, step right or left across left or right in front, count 1, then slide with the ball of left or right foot close to heel or right or left foot, count end, then short slide or small step with right or left foot sideward left or right across left or right in front, count 2, then repeat for count end, and then short slide or small step with right or left foot sideward left right across left right in front for count 3. Then that would be for what was that? ITIK-ITIK. Then next we have the MAGLALATIK. MAGLALATIK is also called as magbabao. Then it is a unique indigenous dance form from the Philippines, particularly in Binyan, Laguna, in which circular coconut shells are attached to each dancer's back, waist, breast, and knees. Dancers also hold a triangular formed coconut shells in each hands. It is also considered as a war dance depicting a fight between Filipino Christians and the Muslims over the latik. So, latik is a coconut milk that has been boiled. So they were these Filipino Christians and Muslims or the Moros were after the coconut milk that has been boiled. Like any other dances, it is also intended to impress the viewers with the great skills of performers. It has two maglalatik The first two part is called palipasan and baliktaran, wherein it shows or showcases the heated encounter between the group. So this is the let's say this is the war, palipasan and baliktaran. And then for the this is the last two part, of course, because there is just only two parts. We have pasillo and sayaw escaramuza, wherein it showcases the reconciliation between groups. Because um, according to the legend, the Moros came out victorious. So, the Moros came out victorious. That means they win or they won the war. And the Christians, being not contented with the result of the war, they offer peace to the Moros. And then this dance, Maglalatik dance, is I have here some pictures, an example pictures. As you can see, they have coconut shells in their bodies. And then also, this is according to the legend, that during the daytime, in the town fiesta of Binyan, Laguna, the dancers would go from house to house performing for money or gift. Mura ni siya og like kanang sakuan gani. If you have noticed, dragon dance, like they will go to different stores, big stores. Of course, they will dance in front of the store, and then in return of that entertainment sa owner of the stores, of course, they will give any gift, any heartwarming gift, of course, or money. And then during the night, here in the Maglalatik folk dance, this dance will be performed in a religious procession of the farmers to honor Saint San Isidro de Labrador. Then for its costume, we have for the Moros, they wear red trousers and then the black long sleeves undershirts. And then for the Christians, they wear blue trousers and white long sleeve undershirt. So we can differentiate which among the two warriors are the Moros or the Christians because of their costumes, because of the color of their costumes. For the props, they have coconut shells, of course, wherein they put that coconut shells, two pieces in front, below, and at the back of the shoulder, then in front and back of the waist, knees, and one piece on each hand. Kadto siyang triangular na hawid-hawid nila. And then for the music, it is said that it was composed by the late Dr. Francisco Santiago. However, the original music for this dance, Maglalatik, was a rhythmic sounds by two bamboo sticks hit against each other to produce a sound with a guitar. And then for the counting, it could be 1 and 2 and, or 1 2 and 2/4 time signature. And then for the second one and 3/4 time signature would be 1 2 3. Then for its formation, we have here an example for the Christians on this left side, since nag-mirror man ta sa camera. So left side and Christians, Moros is on the right side. And then they were like their formation is like in a column position. Then the dancers in two columns facing the audience. Christians at the left side, the Moros at the right side. Then two columns are 6 feet apart, and the dancers on each sides are 4 feet apart, far from each other. And then for its steps, for step 1 is step right foot forward and twist body to the left, counts 1 or counts 1 end, then step left and place and face front, count 1 or counts 1 end, then step left original place and face front, count 2 or counts 2 end for 2 measures. And then for figure 2, the execution would be jump forward with feet together or with the right foot a little bit backward. A little bit ahead of the left and twist body to the left, count 1 or count 1 end, then step left backward to original position and face front, counts 2 or counts 2 end, and step right backward and twist body to right, counts 1 or counts 1 end, then step left and original place and face front, count 2 or counts 2 end for 2 measures. Then for the third step, I have to jump forward with feet together or with the right foot a little bit ahead of the left and twist the body of the left, count 1 or counts 1 end, and then step left backward to the original place and face front, count 2, then jump backward with the feet together or with the left foot a little bit ahead of the right and twist the body to the right, count 1, then step left forward to original position and face front, count 2. That is for 2 measure. And then next we have in figure 3 or in step 3, this is the same as the step 2 but with a jump forward and backward lang siya. Then we have here some note. In all the above steps, the knees are relaxed and slightly bent. To move forward in step 1 or figure 1, the right foot makes a bigger step forward than backward, and the left steps forward instead of in place. And then to remove forward, not to remove, to move forward and step 2 and 3, make bigger jump forward, and that the backward jump and the left steps forward and instead of in place. Then the hands movement is the execution will be right or left hand meant the coconut shell, then held by the right or left hand, then right or left hand, right left knee means the coconut shell attached above the knees and the same on the shoulders and waist. So strike right knee with the right hand for count 1. So right knee with the right hand for count 1. And then left knee with the left hand, count and then front of left shoulder with right hand, left shoulder, right hand, count 2, then front of right shoulder with left hand, count and, then back of the right shoulder with right hand, count and, then back of the left shoulder with left hand, count and, then back of the waist at right side with right hand, count 2, and then back of the waist at left side with left hand, count and 4, 2 measures. And then next, I think this is the fourth folk dance that we will be talking about. So CARINOSA means loving or affectionate. And then it is also a popular folk dance that was introduced to the country or here in the Philippines by the Spaniards. This is Spaniards' time or years was during the that was in 16th century. Then it is believed that Panay Island, located in Visayas Island, was the original home of CARINOSA. And then this is a dance where a man or a woman dances together. The dance soon spread around the Philippines, giving way or rise to the different version and the different regions. So every region that who performed CARINOSA has their own versions. And then, for example, in Bicol, they have their own version of CARINOSA. Then it is also said that CARINOSA is said to be in honor of, if we have remember, of course we will remember the Touch Me Not novel of Dr. Jose Rizal, or it is also known as No Limit Tangere. CARINOSA dance is in honor of Maria Clara, the main character of Dr. Jose Rizal's novel, The Touch Me Not or The No Limit Tangere, wherein the female dancers in CARINOSA, of course, portrays a shy and modest disposition of being a female. Then we have here the costume. For females, they wear patadyo and panuelo. The cloth that would be worn over the shoulder. And then for males, they wear barong Tagalog or camisa de chino. And then for the props, for female, they will use fan. And then for male, they have their handkerchief. That is the the example picture or image of CARINOSA. And the next we have its figure. So figure 1 is called 3 steps and point. So in execution, we have to start with the right foot, take 3 steps sideward right, then point left foot in front, right hand on reverse T position, and left hand on skirt or waist. Kumintang right hand when pointing left foot. And then for second figure, it is called pointing, wherein we start with the right foot, take 3 steps forward and meet at the center. Take 4 touch steps in front, and then right and left alternately. Then take 4 steps forward to partner's place, passing each other by the right shoulder. Turn right about to face each other and close right to left. For figure 3, it is called back to back, wherein the partners meet at the center as like in figure 2, and then turn right about to be in back-to-back position, then slightly to right of partner. Then girls should always hold their patajong skirt. Then the boys places each hands on waist. Then point right foot in front and shake right index finger at partner over right shoulder by the left shoulder. Then left hand on the waist. Then step right sideward to be side by side with partner by left shoulder. Then place right hand on the waist. So alternate lang siya. And then for figure 4, we have the hide and seek with the fun. So the girl will hold and open fun with right hand, then point right foot in front and cover face with fun. The boy point right and left foot alternately in front and look at their partner, from underneath the fun, then hands on their waist. Then for the figure 5, we have the kneeling and fanning. So in this figure, it is considered the courting style. So to execute, we have to take 3 steps forward to the center, and then girl kneels while boy passes around on the right of the girl to stand behind her and face the same direction as the girl. So, nandun siya sa likod, ang boy. Then, boy points right and left foot 4 times alternately in front. Then, looking at the girl over her right and left shoulder alternately. Then, the girls would look at their partners over her right and left shoulder alternately, like ingon na siya. And then, for figure 6, we have to hide and seek with the handkerchief. So, tapos naman ang hide and seek with a fun. So, sa handkerchief na punta. Then, the partners should meet at the center as in figure 2 or just like the figure 2. Then, boys takes handkerchief at corners in a perpendicular position between their faces with boy's hand on top at face level. And then for figure 6, it is called the flirting with a handkerchief. Since this CARINOSA is a courting dance or a courting folk dance. So the partners turn right shoulders towards each other, then starting with the right foot, take 8 waltz steps forward, then moving around clockwise. And the girls should hold the handkerchief at one corner and place it over her right and left shoulder alternately at every measure, looking back at the boy at the same time. And for the boy in the meantime, in this figure, will follows the girl behind the girl, stretching out right and left hand alternately, as though they were trying to catch the free end of the handkerchief. So, for the figure 8, it is called the flirting, wherein the execution is to start by taking 2 waltz steps to meet at the center. So this is for the partners, of course, to meet at the center with the girl leading in front. Then the partners take 6 waltz steps forward, moving around clockwise. So that is for CARINOSA. And then the next one, we have the KAPPA Malong-Malong, or also this KAPPA Malong-Malong is also known as Sambe sa Malong. It is a dance that originates from the Maranao tribe of Mindanao and the Philippines. And then this dance showcases ample of ways on how to use malong, a simple tubular yet highly functional piece of cloth. Then this malong is a traditional, yes, it is a traditional tube skirt of a hand woven. Sometimes it is a machine made, especially in our generation today, where all machines are invented with a variety of geometric or ochre design. Ochre is a term used for geometric and flowing designs. And then it is highly functional, yes, because it is a traditional garment. It is a traditionally used garment by numerous tribes in the southern Philippines. And then, well, as we can see, malong has a lot of function. It can be a dress, it can be a blanket. Well, though I have a malong and I use malong as a blanket. And then, a sunshade, it can be a sunshade, a bed sheet, a dressing room, since tube man siya. And then, a hammock, of course for babies, it can be, or either a prayer mat. There are a lot of functions of malong. Then, of course, the costume or the props would be malong. And I have here their examples, their example of their formation. We have here a third column, and then for the second row, we have, that is their formation. It's like a, if we will observe, it is like a reverse W, right? Yeah, reverse W, and then it can be a vase too. Then this is the example of the KAPPA malong dance. And then for the steps, first we have the point step. The foot movement would be step right foot sideward right, count 1, then point left foot forward right, count and 2, then right in front of the toes. And then for letter B, we have to step left foot sideward left, count 2, then point right foot forward left, count and 2. Then letter C, we have to repeat the letter A for count 3 and 2. And then for letter D, we have to repeat letter B, 4 and 2, and then the position. For the arms movement, simultaneous with the feet, we have to execute on swaying right arm sideward from downward to upward, depending on the width of the malong. Repeat it with the left arm. Then for its step, we have to execute a march and march in place 4 counts. Then in another 4 counts, do the skirt, and then 1 and 2 measures. For step A, we have to step right foot forward for count 1, then close it with the left foot, count 2. And letter B, we have to step right foot backward, count 2, then close it with left foot, count 2. Then repeat letter B for 3 and 2, then repeat for the letter C for 4 and 2. Then next is the cross step. We have to for letter A, we have to untie the skirt and do the dress for 4 counts. And then letter B, we have to step right foot sideward right, count 1, then across left foot over right foot and 2. count and 2, with right foot slightly bent. At this time, fall crossover. For letter C, we have to step left foot sideward left, count 1, cross our foot over left foot, count and 2. Then for letter C, we have, it is letter D rather. We have to repeat letter B. And for letter E, we have to repeat letter C in position. Then for the cross point step for this figure, letter A, do the sunshade and 4 counts for the malong. Of course, for this cross point step is for 8 measures. And then letter B, we have to cross left foot to right foot, point right foot sideward right, count 2 counts. And then for letter C, cross right foot to left foot, then point left foot sideward left, 2 counts. And then for letter D, repeat letter B, 2 counts. And for letter A is to repeat letter C for 2 counts. Then repeat the figure 1 to 5. Then step cross for 8 measure. So no, it is like for lastly, and this figure, which is called the cross point step, is to repeat the figure 1. And then we have here the figure 6. For 8 measures, this is called the step close cross. Letter A, do the tapis 4 counts. Then letter B, step right foot sideward right, close it with the left foot, step right foot sideward right, then cross left foot forward right, 2 counts, then step left foot sideward left, then close it with the right foot, step left foot sideward left, cross right foot over left, 2 counts. Then repeat B for also 2 counts. We still have here the step turn point. Then letter A, we have to execute the step right foot for sideward, turn around clockwise, then point left foot sideward left. For letter B, with L or left pointed left, forward, turn around counterclockwise, then point right foot sideward right. 6, and then the last step is the female will project the malong for 16 counts. Then next, we have the KURATSA. KURATSA is KURATSA is one of the traditional dance here in Leyte and in Samar province. It is referred to as a courtship dance where dancers initiate courtship movements of roster and a hand in a creative way. Unlike any other traditional dances we have in the Philippines, KURATSA dance steps vary in different provinces in the region. So just like in Samar and Leyte, they have the different version of KURATSA. So the movement of KURATSA in Leyte is graceful yet gentle, emphasizing the movement of the female dancer, whose movement of feet is fine and intricate in a ritualistic dance, while kuratsa in Samar is more, what do we call this? Playful and lively, where dances, especially men, do some fancy movements, imitating a rooster that is or was attracted to a hen. Then kuratsa is also a way of raising fund through abwag, that is called abwag. Our term, I think that's a Bisaya term or like a Waray term. Yes, kuratsa. Since sometimes kuratsa during fiestas in town or fiestas in barangays, kuratsa is always performed or like always ni siya isayaw, of course, para the dancers are always like the mayors or those who have a function in the town or in the barangay, just like the mayors, the vice mayors, the board members like that, or the captain of the barangay. They would execute kuratsa so that the barangay or the town can gain a fund, of course. Then for its costume, for the girls, they will be wearing patajong with kamesa or kimona and a panuelo. And then for boys, they will be having or wearing barong Tagalog or the camisa de chino paired with a white or any colored trousers. For the music, it has, so this is the, what do we call this? Example of the kuratsa dance. So for its figures, oh my god. Actually, the basic steps of kuratsa. Yes, the music has two parts, which is the part A and B, and then for the counting, we have count 1, 2, 3, or count 1 and 2 and 3. No. 1 and 2 and 3. The counting for that. So, for the figures or for the execution, the partners will be facing each other. Then 3-step turn right in place. The girl holds skirt or the patadsyong skirt while the boy's hands on waist for count 1, 2, 3. Then point left foot in front, right arm in reverse T position, then left hand on waist, counts 1, 2, 3, and then pause to measure, and all in all that would be 4 measure. So we have the figure 1 in music A. So partners will be facing each other. Then point right foot in front, counts 1, 2, then step right foot close to left foot, count 3. Right arm in reverse T position, hand on the waist for 1 measure. For letter B, we have to just repeat letter A with left foot, reverse position of arms for 1 measure. And then for the letter C, counter turn left with the right foot leading, take 2 chasing steps sideward right. 2 partners place arms as in A, then counts 1 and 2 and, then step right foot sideward, count 3. Cross left in front of right foot, counts 1, then sideward right. Salok day left arm or perform the salok with the left arm and right arm in fifth position for counts 2 and 3. Then finish the turn facing each other for 2 measures. And the letter D, repeat A to C, starting with the left foot, reverse position of the arms and turn and C. That would be 4 measures. Then the partners face left. For letter A, we have to just repeat letter A and letter B for 2 measures. Then letter F is to repeat C, moving obliquely sideward right. Finish the turn facing right, 2 measures. Then repeat letter D, finishing in proper places for 4 measures. Then figure 2 in music B, the partners face each other, then they do their movements simultaneously. So for the girls, we have the letter B to C, which is letter A is to 2 sway balance steps with a brush, right and left moving counterclockwise. Then arms in fourth position, right and left arm high for 4 measures. Then waltz, turn right, arms in lateral position, moving sideward right and left with a 4-arm turn, 2 measure. Then finish in partner's place for, all in all, 6 measures. Then for letter B, we just have to repeat figure 1 and letter C for 2 measure. And then letter C, we have to repeat all from A to Z for 8 measures. Then for the boys, we have to 2 sway balance steps with a hop, right or left, then arms in fourth position and right and left arm high for 4 measures. For letter B, we'll be executing for 2 measures, then letter C, 2 measures, letter D for 4 measures, then letter A for 2 measures. Then for letter F is to repeat the figure 1 and C for 2 measures. Then figure 3 for music A. Then the partners face the audience. Then repeat figure 1 A to C, starting with the inside foot, finish in partner's place for 4 measures. Then repeat letter A, finishing in proper places for 4 measures. Then partners face each other. Repeat figure 1 A to D for 8 measures. Then for figure 5, music B, the partners should still face each other. Then for letter A, we have the 4 measures. For letter B is 4. For letter D is also 4. So for the next folk dance, we have here what we call Pantomina, a Bicolano folk dance that was originally a wedding dance from the Bicol provinces. It was featured in Francisca Reyes Aquino's first ever folk dance book entitled Philippine Folk Dances and Games, published in February 1926. It is also performed, Pantomina is also performed by couples and other visitors during the weddings. It is also popular in northern part of Samar, in towns of Alin or Kapul. That was Kapul, yes. And then for the Pantomina, no social, this said that no social gathering in Bicol region is complete without this Pantomina folk dance. Then according to Aquino, it is also called salampati during the Spanish period, wherein salampati is meaning of salampati is doves, or wherein pantomina sometimes referred to as the dance of the doves. Music is in 2/4 and 3/4 time signature using rondalia rather instrument. Then the costume is traje de Buddha, or that the traje de Buddha is also considered as the wedding dress or the wedding gown, or the dresses for brides, of course. Then for the guest, in any occasion, they can wear patajong or barutsaya for ladies, and then kimona or kamesa, also for ladies, of course, and then barong in dark pants for the gentleman, and then for the footwear is sandals. Yeah, it is really known to be performed during weddings. Its basic steps is paso, the change step, the engaño with a waltz, the native waltz turn, and then step swing. Then the arms position will be in arms in lateral position. Then forearm turns. Then the first to fourth position used in engaño. Then arms swinging at sides. So I will no longer read to you the what do we call this? The steps. It's because it's time consuming. Okay, I will just read it. Then for the entry of the music of Pantomina, the boys and the girls meet at the center, and the boy holds the girl with his right arm in abricete position. Abricete is where the girls will hold the arms of the boys. Both move forward to position themselves on the dance floor. They face each other, release hold, and individually make a 3-step turn and execute curtsy to each other. Then for figure 1, that is, we have the girl 4 measures for paso and change step, right and left, moving forward, then 4 measure to repeat, moving backward, right about face, then 8 measure to repeat, then face each other, then 4 measure to repeat, moving to partner's place, passing right to right, then turn right about, then 4 measures to repeat, moving backward away from each other, and then 8 measure to repeat to return to places, and then 4 measures to repeat while turning clockwise. Then 4 measures to repeat while turning counterclockwise. So this is the step. I will no longer read this to you. My throat is like swelling. For the next dance, excuse me, the what we call pandango sa ilaw. It is also known as a dance with oil lamps, or yes, wherein the word pandango is from the Spanish fandango, a dance in 3/4 time signature. Then the phrase sa ilaw is Tagalog for in light and refers to the 3 oil lamps, or the what they called tinghoy, that a dancer has to balance. For the costume, or for the dress that they will be using while performing, for the ladies, we have the balintawak, and for the gentlemen, is the long reed trousers and the barong Tagalog. For its music, it is divided into 3, which is A, B, and C, and then the count would be 1, 2, 3 to a measure. Then that is an example of pandango sa ilaw picture or image. Would I still read this? Okay. For the music introduction, we have this standing on the left foot, tap and front for count 1, then pause, count 2, then tap once more, count 3, then place left hand on waist, right hand hanging loosely at the side for 1 measure. And then let's proceed for the figure 1 music A. Take 2 waltz step forward, right and left for 2 measure, then 1 waltz, turn right 2 measure, then arms in lateral position, moving sideward, right and left with 4 arm turns, 1 measure, then repeat A 3 times more, moving clockwise around the oil lamps, 1 measure, then turn right about and repeat all A and B, moving counterclockwise. The girl finishes with a lamp in front of her, then the boy at the left side for 1 measure. Oh my God, I will no longer read this to you since I will be I'll put this on the PDF form. Next, what is this? Next folk dance that we will be discussing is the POLKABAL. Yes, POLKABAL. It is another Spanish-influenced dance performed by the Filipinos and is believed to be a combination of 2 old dances, the polka and the valse or waltz. Though valse exists on the name of the dance, polkabal dance doesn't have any waltz steps in it. So, yes, koan siya, it's believed to be the combination of 2 old dances, the polka and the valse, but then there is no valse or waltz in this dance. Then, it is a dance originated in the province of Atimunan, Quezon, so in Luzon, and is danced by female and male dancers during special occasion. So for its costume, For female, we have the Maria Clara, and for male, we have the Barong Tagalog. For the music is played by the rondalia instrument. For its basic step, we have, we have the jumping crow, fluttering, the half cross or contraganza, then the garden, and then bullfight, then double half cross or contraganza doble, heel and toe step, then pasillo, or leisurely. That is just the execution of pasillo is just to leisurely walk. Then it has also different versions depending on the province where it is performed. However, in Batangas, it is called as Pulka Sanayon. In Mindoro, it is called Polka Sala. Then in Visayas, it is called Polka Antigo. Yes, Antigo. And then in Negros Occidental, this is in Western Visayas. Yes, Polka Italiana. That is the example of the image of POLKABAL. And then for the last, but not the least, folk dance is the entitled Habanera Botolena, wherein it is a dance that combines Filipino and Spanish techniques. It is commonly performed during weddings by the groom or groomsmen, the bride, or the bridesmaids. Also, it can be performed during baptism and any other special occasion. However, before, Habanera Botolena is being danced or performed during the departure of a parish priest or important official of the town. But as the time passed by, so it is just being performed to any other special occasion, but commonly in weddings or during baptism. And then we have, yes, there is a dance that originated in Botolan, Zambales. Then for the costume, we have the Maria Clara, the Barong Tagalog, paired with a black pants for gentlemen. And its music is played by the rondalia instrument, same as the POLKABAL. And then this is the example of Habanera Botolana. Of course, for the costume of sense of the Habanera Botolana, when it is performed during the wedding, of course, it is performed during the in the reception area, wherein the brides, the groom, the groomsmen, and the bridesmaids would be still wearing what they wear in the church, just like the wedding dresses or the fancy dresses of the bridesmaid, the bride, the groom, and the groomsmen. The music is in 2/4 time signature. Then the counting would be counts 1, 2. Then first, step foot in front, in fourth in front, count 1. Then close right, close left or right to left, foot and third in rear or in first position, count 2. This may be executed in any direction. The music would be the 3/4 time signatures, and the count would be 1, 2, 3. Then step right or left foot and fourth in front. Did we just? Yes, balik lang, balik. So note, when this step is executed sideward, the same foot is leading always. And then step right or left foot in front, counts 1, 2. Then close left or right to right or left, foot third in rear or in first position, count 3. This may be executed in any direction. Then step right or left foot in fourth in front, count 1. Then close left or right to right or left foot third in rear or in first positions, count 2. Then this may be also executed in any direction. So here is a note that I have read a while ago, that when this step is executed sideward, then the same foot is leading always. So that would be all. So as you can observe, what do we call this? Almost, well, there are a numbers of folk dances that that are influenced by the Spaniards, or that was born or have what do we call this? Have gained a Spanish style. It is because some of our folk dances is born or being performed during the Spanish colonization in our country. So that would be all. I hope you have gained a lot about the discussion, and that's all. Thank you.